Hey guys, it's Sherry Vegas and welcome back to my channel. So in this video today, I'm going to be going over a little bit about how to get the best smelling candles, a few tips and tricks, and a little bit more understanding in how fragrances work in our candles. Understanding how to get the best smelling candles is really important if you're going to be just making them for yourself, or if you are going to be turning it into a business and making candles to sell. You really do need to understand how fragrances work and the science behind that, especially if you are going to be making them to sell, because let's face it, people buy candles because of the way they smell. Yeah, they do add like nice ambience and all of that to the room, but we particularly buy candles these days because of the fragrances and how they smell and how they fill a room with beautiful aroma. And so if you make candles to sell and they don't have the best scent throws or aromas to them, you're not going to be selling a lot of them or getting many return customers. So understanding how fragrances work, the different types of fragrances, and how to combine them into your wax correctly is really important. So before I get into all of the good information, I am so sorry to all of you guys that I did not put a video up last week. I had a few issues and some dramas happen last week and it just was not a possibility. I ended up breaking my phone and my filming camera on the same day because that is just me. And obviously without a filming camera, I wasn't able to do a tutorial for that week. I am going to try to film quite a few tutorials this week to try to get ahead, so if I ever do something like that again. But anyway, I broke my good camera. I have just gone out and purchased a new one. I am getting my old camera fixed, but they said it would take around 4 weeks to fix, and I cannot go 4 weeks without a camera. So I was a little bit stressed, so I just forked out, like, I think this camera cost me about $5,000. But I can't not put up videos for a month, and then they said I might not even get it back until after Christmas because of Christmas. So there's potential that I wouldn't get it back till like the new year, and yeah, that was not going to happen. And I've been talking anyway about getting a backup second camera, so that way I can do like 2 different angles while I'm filming and get like better shots for you guys, and kind of improve the quality. So this just kind of gave me the motivation to go and do that. So I'm very sorry that I did not get a video out last week, but I am going to try and spend all of next week just filming and trying to get like a few weeks in advance to prevent this from happening again. But thank you guys so much for watching this, and let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to get into is the difference between an essential oil and a synthetic fragrance oil, and understanding those will help you pick which one you want to use in your candles. So your essential oils are all derived from plants. So that could be like lavender or mint or even cinnamon, and then they are basically, it's a steam power thing. Not 100% sure the exact process, but they extract the oil out of those plants, and then that's how you get the essential oil. Essential oils are completely derived from plants. So the difference is with your synthetic over your essential is obviously your essential can only be plant derived. So all of the fragrances that you'll get with an essential will all be natural. You won't ever be able to get like a fairy floss or something like that from an essential oil. So it all has to be a natural smell. But with your synthetic fragrance oils, the sky is the limit. Because it's all made in a lab, they can literally make whatever smells and scents they like. So you have a really wide variety when you do go for synthetics over essential. Another thing to think about is some essential oils are not great for burning and will not be great in candles. They have a really high flash point. So that's something else to think about with your essential oils. All of your synthetic fragrance oils, they're generally all made for candles, so they're completely fine to be burnt off. Something else to think about with your synthetic ones is quality really does matter. So if you are going for a cheaper no-name brand or getting something from like say AliExpress, the quality might not be there compared to if you're buying off a direct like candle manufacturer. Candle Science is one of my favorite ones to buy off, and they have really high quality. So there will be a big difference from which brand you buy from with your synthetic ones. And it's also the same with your essential ones. quality matters. So if you are going to be making this in a candle business, you don't want to generally go for the cheaper cost ones. You kind of want to go more higher range because you're going to get a better candle. If you're getting into candle making, you would have heard the terminology cold throw and hot throw. So the cold throw is the smell that you smell when the candle's not being burnt. And it is really important because that's kind of what will sell your candle, is how it smells when someone's buying it in the store. I've never not bought a candle in the store that I have not sniffed first to make sure I like the smell. So if it doesn't have a good cold throw when it's not being burnt, it's probably not going to sell that well. And then your hot throw is the smell that you get once it starts to being burnt, which can change depending on like the fragrance oils that you use to scent it. That sometimes you'll get different notes coming through when the wax is getting heated up and releasing that fragrance. It can smell stronger if you can get different fragrance notes coming through. So that's really important, and that terminology is good to know when you first are getting into this. Another bit of terminology you should know is a scent load. So scent load is how much scent you can add into your wax. So this will change depending on two factors. One, your fragrance oil. So it will say on the bottle what its scent load is. Sometimes it would be 8%, sometimes it can be 12%. And then the second factor is your wax. Different waxes will have different scent loads. So if you want to make super strong smelling candles, you would want to look for a fragrance that has a high scent load and a wax that has a high scent load. Now, you can't just decide that you're going to add more fragrance into the wax and it's going to be a higher scent load, because you're going to run into a whole bunch of issues, which I'll get into in a bit. So before you purchase any items, your fragrance or your wax, you want to double check the scent load that it can take. As I was just talking about before with your scent load, choosing the correct wax is really important. So beeswax and some types of soy wax don't necessarily hold scent amazingly well. So when you are going through and picking out your waxes, I recommend buying small amounts first and testing them out, because not all soy waxes are made the same. Not all paraben or palm waxes are made the same. Once again, it does come down to the quality of that brand and who you're buying from as well. But some soy waxes will have a better scent load than other soy waxes. So it's definitely important to do your research when you are purchasing items. Don't just think because it says soy wax, it's going to be the same as a previous soy wax that you've used before if it's a different brand or a different type. So it's really important to actually really look in, and before you purchase items, read about how much they can take. Your parabens and your palm waxes generally hold scent really well, and beeswax not amazing. So a lot of the time beeswax are left natural, and your soy wax just depends on the type of brand and type of soy wax that you are using. Depends on how much it can take. You'll hear people a lot talk about fragrance notes. So in all of your fragrance and all of your essential oils, you'll have fragrance notes, and basically what that is you have a top note, a middle note, and a base note. So the top note's the smell that you get first. So generally that's what you smell with the cold throw when you're in the store. Then your middle note tends to be deeper, and that's kind of the smell that you get that comes through when you do start to burn it. And the base note is the smell that comes through at the very end. So if you are buying like synthetic fragrance oils and they're a blend of, like, say it was rose water and fairy floss, you know, your rose water might be coming through at the very end when you do start to burn it, but you don't necessarily smell it as a top note. So your top notes are generally lighter and your middle notes are generally a bit heavier. So like a whiskey and a sandalwood, you know, would be quite a heavy fragrance compared to maybe like a blossom. So you might smell the blossom first and then the whiskey comes through when you do start to burn it. And once you kind of have a better understanding about the different like base notes, top notes, middle notes, you can then start to create your own custom blends. So a lot of like great candle places will have custom blends for you. You know, they'll call it something like Blackberry Delight, and it will tell you your base notes, all of your different notes to the fragrance. But if you are going to start doing a candle business, it would be a good thing to look into making your own custom blends, because that way no one else will have a candle that smells exactly the same. They might be able to have a candle that smells similar, but it will never be the same because you would have made up your own fragrance notes. Something that's really important to check on your bottle before you do combine your fragrance in with your wax is the flash point. The flash point is the point where the fragrance starts burning off. So if your wax is super hot and you add your fragrance in, you'll find that most of that will burn off before you've even poured your candle because your wax is too hot. So on generally every bottle on the website that you buy off, it will tell you what temperatures you need to combine your wax in and pour out. If you do this the wrong way and just try to wing it, you're going to find that your candles won't smell that great because you'll either have had all of the fragrance burn off in the process of making it, so that way when you do go to burn the actual candle, it won't have a good scent throw to it. So it's really important to look at, one, what is the flash point on the fragrance, because that will be different to the flash point on the wax, and then look at the wax. So the wax will always tell you too what time to pour out, so how hot to get it to melt, and then what temperature you need to cool it down to. So making sure that you don't add your fragrance oil when the wax is too hot is critical to getting a really great smelling candle. You might think if you just add your fragrance oil in right before you pour your wax, that's going to be the best option. And you're actually going to get the opposite effect, where if you let your wax get too cold and then add your fragrance in and then just pour out, you'll find that a lot of your fragrance won't bind with the wax. And when your candle does set, you'll get most of your fragrance seeping out and sweating throughout the candle, which is not what you want. So you do need to make sure that you add your fragrance in at the correct temperature. I'd really recommend investing in a thermometer, especially the ones where you can just hold over and check the temperature, and making sure that you combine it in at the correct time. So once again, if it's too hot, it will burn off. If you add it when it's too cold, it won't combine with the wax properly and will seep out when the candle does set. So there is a little bit of science to do with candle making, and this will always change depending on, once again, the fragrance oil that you use and the brand of wax you use. So I would love to give you like, this is the perfect temperature to add it in, but it does change depending on the type of wax you use. So just make sure that you double check everything before you start pouring. And the last thing that we're going to go over is sweating. So sweating can happen when you add too much fragrance into your candle and it hasn't been able to hold that amount. When the candle does set, it will then sweat, so all the fragrance oil has no place to go because it didn't combine with the wax and starts to come up to the surface. And that's not what you want, because when you're wasting your fragrance oil, because it's not sitting in the wax, so you're not going to get a great smelling candle, and it's just going to sit on top of the surface. It doesn't look great. You can't sell it that way. And it can also affect the way that the candle burns because it will be residue on top of the surface. So it is really important to be really accurate with your measurements and to add it in at the right temperature. So I hope this has gone a little bit more in depth with adding scents to candles and has answered a lot of everyone's questions. These were the most common ones that I found kept reoccurring on all of my videos. If you have any more questions to do with candle making or more questions to do with adding scents in, you can more than welcome to leave it in the comments below, and I can always do another one of these videos and answer those questions. If you found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, as that really helps my channel out. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe, as I post new videos every single week when I don't break my camera. But now I have two, so I will be able to definitely post every single week. And thank you guys so much for watching.